Well, now on to an exclusive from Deal Street. Bandhan Bank, which is in violation of RBI's promoter shareholding norms, is looking at merging a housing finance company as a step to reduce promoter stake. How exactly will that work? Nisha Podar is here to tell us just that. Nisha, tell us more about the bank's plan.
So sources with direct knowledge and 3 independent sources we spoke to have told CNBC TV 18 that Bandhan Bank is in talks with HDFC Limited to buy out Group Finance. Now, we do gather that this particular acquisition could be through a merger process. So they may be acquiring Group Finance and merging it with itself. And that will also help Bandhan Bank reduce its promoter stake right now, which is over 82%. And as per the RBI guidelines, it has to be brought down to 40%. Now, we know that Bandhan Bank is already in violation of the RBI norms in terms of promoter shareholding in the company. With this particular deal alone will not really help in the overall stake dilution of the promoters. Remember, it could come down to about 60-odd% as per the current market valuations, but another 20% will have to be done through other means by Bandhan Bank. So that's about Bandhan Bank. As far as HDFC Limited is concerned, remember it owns about 57.5% stake in Group Finance, and it could be looking at selling it off by way of merger with Bandhan Bank, which could give them close to about 15% stake in the merged entity in the bank, which is not allowed unless RBI gives a special approval above 5% stake. So there again, HDFC Limited may look at some investor tying up with an investor for the rest of the stake as well. So these are the 2 important aspects to be looked at. But net, what Bandhan Bank could be doing in order to get a step closer to complying with the RBI norm, which it has already violated on promoter shareholding, is acquiring Group Finance, merging it with itself, and on the other hand, also getting a low-cost housing finance company with itself. All the 3 companies have really not responded to a CNBC TV 18's query.
Okay, Nisha, thanks for that. Now, moving on, the board of Bharti Airtel met yesterday and decided to sell 32% stake in Bharti Infratel. The board also formed a panel to explore other capital-raising plans. Reema Tendulkar is here to tell us the details. Reema, take us through the decisions of the board yesterday and have they detailed on how they plan to reduce that stake?
Well, 3 parts to the announcement yesterday. One, the companies announced that they will monetize 32% of their Bharti Infratel stake, which can give the company about 15,500 crore rupees at the current market price of Bharti Infratel. After the stake sale, Bharti would be left with about an 18.3% stake in Infratel. But this stake monetization is important because the company is sitting on a debt of over 1 lakh crore rupees. Secondly, the company also announced that they are forming a committee which will explore other fundraising options. Now, this also is a positive because, the street was expecting some sort of an equity infusion which will be announced in the board meeting yesterday. Now, that has not come through, which gives you a sense that perhaps there is not so much urgency. The company has enough cash to tide over the current situation right now, and then there will be no immediate dilution for the Airtel stock. And thirdly, the companies announced that the CFO, Mr. Nilanjan Roy, the global CFO, has resigned. He's been with the company for the last 13 years. He will be joining Infosys. So that is a negative news.
Okay, Reema, thanks for that. And here's an exclusive from the insurance space. The insurance regulator has granted the first level nod to Indiabulls Integrated Services Life Insurance arm. At his board meeting, the company may become the first company to receive life insurance license. And this is after almost 6 years. Yash Jain is here with the detail. Yasha, you broke this story earlier today. The stock, I believe, hit upper circuit at one point, but it is now official that the nod has come in.
Well, Kritika, this is a very big moment as far as the entire life insurance space, of course, for Indiabulls Integrated is concerned. As you said, after 6 long years, a company getting the business license, a business approval for life insurance business. So yes, as you rightly pointed out, Indiabulls Integrated has been given its R1 or the first level approval in the IRDA board meeting, which just concluded some time ago. Now, essentially, of course, R1 becomes a part of the 3 approvals which are required for a company to start its business operations. The second one once, of course, R2 is likely to get allotted to the company in the February board meeting, and the company targets to start its business operations by June 2019. Just giving you some idea about the capital which is getting deployed in this business, 100 crore is the initial capital which the parent Indiabulls Integrated will be infusing in the life insurance arm. It has also made a reservation of about 1200 crore as far as further funding to the life insurance arm is concerned. And that's not all. That's not the end of the insurance plan for Indiabulls Integrated. We're also given to understand that the parent company will also be pressing the papers for its general insurance arm within the next 2 months. So yes, that particular application for the general insurance arm is also likely to be taken up for consideration by the regulator IRDA in the February board meeting.
After the bell on CNBC TV 18, the other big global story that we are tracking today, the big national story that we are tracking today, the Ministry of Home Affairs has issued a notification giving 10 government agencies sweeping powers to spy on any computer in the country. These agencies include the Intelligence Bureau, Narcotics Control Bureau, Enforcement Directorate and CBI, among others. According to the notification, the subscriber or service provider or any person in charge of the computer resource is bound to extend all facilities and technical assistance to the agencies if required. Failing this, they can face 7 years in jail and a fine. Parishit Luthra is here with the details of this. Parishit, what exactly does this mean? And of course, there's reactions coming in thick and fast from the opposition as well.
Well, it's created quite a big furor. We saw this notification last night when the Ministry of Home Affairs said that 10 agencies in the country, central agencies including the Intelligence Bureau, the RNAW, the Narcotics Control Bureau, the CBDT, these agencies would be authorized to actually intercept, monitor and decrypt information either stored on or transmitted from any computer in the country. So this created quite a furor, and the opposition is actually up in arms. You've got Mamata Banerjee, you've got Ahmed Patel, you've got Asaduddin Owaisi, all of them, including P. Chidambaram, the former Home Minister, saying that this is turning India into a surveillance state, and this is absolutely not done. They asked for clarifications from the government as well. Now the Home Ministry has come out with a series of notifications saying that there is no change, there is no surveillance state controversy as the opposition is making it out to be. All these notifications are being passed as per rules, and even now, like it was earlier, a clarification and a nod would be required from the Home Ministry to tap any phone or computer for that matter. But if it was so simple, why didn't the government come out with a clarification in the first place? That is the big question.
Oh, absolutely. That's a very critical question, and we will be discussing this through today. For now, let's talk about the reactions coming into this. The issue rocked the Rajya Sabha. Let's hear out what Congress leader Anand Sharma and Arun Jaitley had to say on the floor of the House.
माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी अपना निर्णय दिया है कि जो राइट टू प्राइवेसी है, निजता का अधिकार है, वो मूल अधिकार है, फंडामेंटल राइट है। देश की 9 एजेंसीज को और दिल्ली पुलिस को एक स्वीपिंग पावर दे दी गई है एक एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्डर से कि वो किसी का भी हर जानकारी, हर टेलीफोन, हर कंप्यूटर उसको इंटरसेप्ट करे, उसको मॉनिटर करे। कृपया अपनी बात संक्षिप्त में रखें। एक मिनट, ये भारत को पुलिस स्टेट बन जाएगी, ये स्वीकार्य नहीं है।
पिछले 18 वर्ष पहले इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एक्ट आया। उसके कानून जब आनंद शर्मा जी मंत्री थे तो 2009 में यूपीए सरकार ने बनाए कि कौन सी एजेंसीज होंगी जिनको ऑथराइज किया जाएगा। कोई भी व्यक्ति नहीं कर सकता, किसी भी फोन या कंप्यूटर इंस्ट्रूमेंट को नहीं कर सकता जिसका संबंध नेशनल सिक्योरिटी, पब्लिक ऑर्डर, इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ इंडिया के साथ खिलवाड़ या खतरे का है, तो ये ऑथराइज एजेंसीज हैं। तो तब से लेकर जब से एक्ट बना, These orders of authorization are repeated from time to time. 20 दिसंबर को वही ऑर्डर रिपीट हुआ है जो 2009 से आपकी सरकार के समय से आज तक चला रहा था।
ISIS is recruiting young gullible Indians through radical platform on their internet. Should all this be allowed to go scot-free, or should unauthorized people should allow to intercept? No. Now a structured notification has been issued by defined Government of India authorities who have to undertake this task only with the approval of Home Secretary for the sake of India.
As the latest in the row over the Rafale verdict, former finance minister and senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram has lashed out at the centre, alleging that the government misled the court on the Rafale issue. Speaking to the media, the former finance minister also reiterated his party's demand for a joint parliamentary committee probe in the matter.
The court has committed a grave error when it observed that the CAG has examined the deal. A redacted version of the report was placed before Parliament and the PAC has examined the same. All of you know that the CAG has not yet submitted its report. The government deliberately misled the court. After doing so, the government is accusing the Supreme Court of misinterpreting the note. The government is also giving lessons in English grammar to the Supreme Court. We are therefore taking our cause to the people, the highest court, and asking the people to support the Congress party in its demand for a JPC probe to probe the Rafale deal.
Rafale deal, clearly the row not ending, so to speak. But for now, we will have to wrap up this edition of After the Bell. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Taking Stock will get you all the market action of the week and get you trade ready for next week on the other side.